In the meantime, because we are under a state of calamity, the local government units can already tap into their quick response fund. And it is up to the local government units to determine the process and way of providing relief and food assistance to their constituents who were affected. So the system of providing and distributing the assistance to their respective constituents will be done first by the local government units, and this will be augmented by our national government through the DSWD.
27 billion package from BSP ilalaan ng government para sa special loan program, particular sa mga micro-SME na apektado ng COVID-19.
In-announce po natin kahapon yung 27 billion package na in-announce po ng Economic Cluster headed by Secretary Carlos Dominguez. At ang sa DTI part po doon, ay yun po yung meron kaming pondo sa pagbabago at pag-asenso. Ito po yung programa natin nila Pangulong Duterte na nagbibigay ng microfinancing. So ang gagawin po namin, gagawa kami special loan program para dito nga sa COVID-affected companies, especially the micro and the small.
Alamin ang buong detalye at huwag kalimutang i-share para makarating sa ating mga kababayan na nangangailangan ng tulong sa panahon ng COVID-19 outbreak sa bansa. Reminder, stay at home, keep safe, and God bless everyone.
So makikipag-ugnayan po tayo sa BSP, no? Para pag-aralan kung paano ba nating pwedeng tulungan yung mga may utang po sa bangko, and hanapan natin ng paraan na maging mas magaan po para sa kanila, lalo na meron tayong state of calamity ngayon dahil sa COVID-19. So yung mga ganyan klaseng mga bagay ay yung sitwasyon ng ating mga kababayan ay naintindihan naman po natin, no? Parang kumbaga ang first priority po kasi natin ngayon, nating lahat ngayon is just to survive this, no? And everything else maaari naman nating hanapan ng solusyon ang lahat ng mga yan. Opo.
Thank you. Salamat po, Secretary. For Secretary Lopez, please.
Excuse me. Yun doon naman po sa tinanong ninyo, yes, yung tulong po natin doon sa mga affected na maliliit na negosyo. In-announce po natin kahapon yung 27 billion package na in-announce po ng Economic Cluster headed by Secretary Carlos Dominguez. At ang sa DTI part po doon, ay yun po yung meron kaming pondo sa pagbabago at pag-asenso. Ito po yung programa natin nila Pangulong Duterte na nagbibigay ng microfinancing. So ang gagawin po namin, gagawa kami special loan program para dito nga sa COVID-affected companies, especially the micro and the small. At itong 1 billion, ang budget po namin this year, 1.5 billion. So we will allocate bulk of that, 1 billion, para dito sa special loan program sa micro SMEs. Aside from that, in-announce po natin kahapon din, of course with Secretary of DOLE, Secretary Bello, tungkol dun sa kanilang TUPAD program, kung saan nag-a-assist din to ng mga affected workers at magbibigay sila ng ayuda sa affected workers. Yung iba-ibang ahensya or government banks, DBP Land Bank, especially may mga programa para dito rin sa mga affected ng COVID-19, may mga special loan programs din silang hinanda.
Can I also mention, Melo, you want to hear from DA?
Yes. Of course, Secretary.
Okay.
Yes,
a good friend. Yeah, DA, as part of the economic package, we have Sure Aid loan package from the Agricultural Credit Policy Council amounting to 2.8 billion. And additionally, and because the rice farmers continue to be affected, So we are lining up a second batch of the rice farmer financial assistance with a budget of 3 billion pesos. This is on top of what is now being given presently with a budget also of 3 billion pesos.
Yung
Okay po.
isang,
Salamat po,
may
Secretary.
isang tanong pa siya tungkol dito sa PCCI, yung mga at
Saka pinsala sa kalakal nitong COVID virus na ito.
oo, kasi dito sa yung tulad ng sulat ng PCCI, ang isang malaking parte rin doon yung dito sa, of course, sa continuation ng ating trade and industry, in particular yung manufacturing. So siguro I can read also our memorandum circular, parts of it, yung relevant parts of it, para lang ma-reiterate, at ito po ipepresent din namin tomorrow sa Interagency Task Force. It is about the unhampered movement of cargo and movement of people, of business establishments. So dito, sinasabi po natin ulit, ni-reiterate natin yung nandun sa Executive Secretary's memo, the movement of all types of cargos within, to, and from the entire Luzon shall be unhampered. If subjected to random inspection, ibig sabihin nun, with cargo or after na-deliver na, yung wala ng cargo, empties after delivery, the movement of cargos shall not be delayed. Upon presentation of the cargo manifest or the delivery receipt indicating yung destination, nature, and quantity of the loaded goods and cargos. Number 2, yung sa movement of people, ito yung mga exempted, no? Production, processing, distribution, and sale of food, medicines, and medical supplies, and other essential products. Ibig sabihin po, ito po yung inaalaw pang mag-operate, and therefore we should allow the movement of people. Let me repeat, earlier I mentioned staff or employees working in enterprises and logistics companies are allowed to operate shall be permitted to pass through control points. Enterprises and establishments shall operate with skeletal workforce, ensure safety protocols and social distancing in their respective workplaces, and establishments are also encouraged to implement alternative work arrangements such as work from home. For the skeletal workforce, also establishments are encouraged to provide shuttle services or temporary accommodation. The skeletal workforce of covered enterprises and establishments shall be allowed to enter and exit quality control points upon presentation of any of the following: valid company identification card, proof of residence para yung mga pauwi na, no? At saka certification of employment. To further facilitate transit of personnel of covered enterprises and establishments, an official IATF ID issued by the DTI shall be presented starting March 22. Kasama po ito dun sa resolution kahapon ng interagency na mag-i-issue na tayo nung parang uniform looking ID, IATF, pero bawat agency will be issuing this to their respective constituents. And then, pagdating lang po sa export and BPO companies, export and BPO companies shall be allowed to continue operations with a skeletal workforce, subject to strict observance of social distancing measures and provision of appropriate temporary accommodation arrangements or shuttle service within the immediate vicinity of the workplace. And where applicable, a work from home arrangement will also be encouraged. The following shall be allowed. Ito po, dapat ma-allow din po ito sa control point until end of 20 March, unless extended. The transfer of the necessary equipment of BPO and export-oriented establishments to facilitate work-from-home arrangement. For BPOs and export-oriented establishments to make arrangements with hotels for basic lodging. For purposes of the above, personnel of BPOs and export-oriented establishments setting up the foregoing arrangements shall be allowed to travel para ayusin po itong mga arrangements na to. In the meantime, subject to the presentation of proof of employment, address of employer, and residence. So in other words, they will make arrangements for yung temporary accommodation nila para hindi na ho sila again lumalabas-labas at bumabiyahe-biyahe.
Yes, well, first of all, we've already made the pronouncement that employees should not be fired or terminated just because of absence due to COVID-19. That being said, as we announced yesterday, a technical working group composed of involved departments has already been formed to create social amelioration packages. So this is composed of the different departments who will now discuss the best means to provide for those who are unable to work and have no means of support. In the meantime, because we are under a state of calamity, the local government units can already tap into their quick response fund. And it is up to the local government units to determine the process and way of providing relief and food assistance to their constituents who are affected. So the system of providing and distributing the assistance to their respective constituents will be done first by the local government units, and this will be augmented by our national government through the DSWD. So those are the three ways wherein we provide for those our kababayans who need help the most.
Sir, may patanong po. May nagpapatanong lang sana regarding the IDs. Given its impending effectivity, are ban-exempted private entities included in that their employees should also apply with PCOO? If so, are there guidelines already?
Alamin?
IDs po.
Okay. Yung kanina, at least sa bawat agency, yung constituents po namin, we will be issuing IDs, I think in 3 days or 4 days. So we're getting right now yung list ng skeletal force ng bawat companies that are allowed to continue. Yung mga food, yung binanggit nating very essential, the basic food, medical products. So kukunin po yung listahan na to, at saka of course the list of the companies, pati yung mga pangalan ng mga employees na papapasukin nila, and bibigyan po natin ng ID yun. In the meantime, dadalhin nila yung kanilang mga corporate ID.
Okay. Sir, last question na. How is Secretary Duque? Is DOH operations affected nung report na may DOH senior official affected daw po ng COVID?
Siyempre, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang trabaho ng Department of Health, no? Hindi lang Department of Health, kundi lahat po ng mga ahensya at departamento, ang mga kagawaran po ng gobyerno ay patuloy pa rin man pong nagfa-function at nagtatrabaho. Ang nangyari lang naman sa executive branch is work from home. Pero we made sure na yung mga essential and yung frontline services po natin ay patuloy pa rin po. But yung in-ensure din po natin na kahit frontline po yan, skeletal workforce para ma-practice pa rin yung social distancing. So government is still effective, government is still functioning, your government is still working, no? Kaya nandito po kaming lahat to show to the public that we're doing our jobs po to the best that we can.
Sir, last question na po.
Tanong lang po, last question. How true daw po na nag-self-quarantine si Secretary Duque?
Siguro kung may mga announcements po na ganyan, hintayin na lang po natin yung announcement.
May we get the policy statement, lalo na taga-DOH na yung nag-positive sa COVID positive, yung isang director nila?
Hindi ko kasi alam. Usually, kasi meron tayong privacy of patients, no? So, I think...
Parang naglabas ng statement ng DOH eh.
If naglabas po ng statement, naglabas po ng statement. So, hintayin na lang po natin. I cannot speak on behalf of DOH kasi. So, pasensya na po.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yun na po yung huling katanungan. Sir, may closing statement po ba kayo?
Gaya ng sabi ko, patuloy pa naman po tayo, no, sa ating trabaho. Nagpapasalamat kami sa ating mga nasa private sector. Nagpapasalamat po tayo sa ating mga kaibigan sa media, no, na nagpupuyat ngayon at talagang todo ang trabaho para maibalita sa ating mga kababayan ang totoong balita, no, at no to fake news. Again and again, paulit-ulit po nating sasabihin, no, ang mensahe ni Pangulo, kung magkanya-kanya po tayo, di tayo magtatagumpay. Ang sabi ni Pangulong Duterte, together we can beat COVID-19, together we heal as one. Maraming salamat po.
Yeah, assuring again our constituents in the agriculture sector that movement of agri-fisheries inputs, commodities, and products are unhampered. We would like you to report if there are still problems in terms of getting in to Metropolis 09511-443233. Let me also mention that to really continue to stabilize prices in relation to this price freeze, we need to ensure the pre-movement of these commodities so that there will be enough supply of food and other products in the Metro Manila. And again, nandyan po tayo, ang kagawaran ng pagsasaka ay tumutulong para sa ganun. During this crisis in regard to COVID, we will continue to work with the farmers cooperatives and associations para continuous po yung production and to have enough food supply today and in the future.
Secretary Lopez?
Sige. One last appeal na pakiusap natin talaga sa lahat ng ating kababayan, pati dito sa mga sa mga na-exempt din na mga economic activities na nilimitahan sa food, sa medicines, medical supplies. While kayo po ay ina-allow mag-operate, pakiusap po namin dun sa mga may malalaking inventaryo, if you don't have to manufacture at mabawasan muna yung bumabiyahe sa kalye at yung pagpasok ng mga employee, actually we will encourage you to even stop operation at let yung inventory ninyo, yun muna ang mag-supply sa requirements ng mga supermarket. Malaking hong matutulong nyo sa pagbawas ng population na lumalabas pa kasi ideally stay at home. So yung may mga 1 month, 2 month inventory ng finished goods, I suggest mag-holiday muna ang kumpanya at hayaang yung inventaryo ang lumabas para makabawas na tayo sa operation sa labas. At syempre, ganun din dun sa mga raw material inputs ng mga nagsusupply dito sa mga food manufacturing. At dun naman sa walang connection at all in these basic products, food, medicine, again, medical products, yung appeal natin ay talagang wag na kayo munang mag-operate. Hintayin na natin, no urgency, hintayin nyo po yung 1 month para talagang wala nang lumalabas na kababayan natin. Again, para talagang mahinto na itong, it's not the normal. Kailangan ho talaga makiisa tayo kung gusto nating masugpo ito because we don't want to see na after 30 days ay magkakaroon pa at meron pa tayong COVID dito sa ating bayan. So kailangan ho talaga maghinto na tayo sa yung mga hindi importanteng gawain, wag na nating ipilit sa lumabas. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Lopez, Secretary Nograles, and Secretary Dar. Thank you, MPC, at sa lahat po mga kapatid natin sa media. Thank you. That concludes our press briefing.